Welcome everyone. My name is Caleb Klein. I'm the product manager over Designer Series and 450 Series, and I'd like to provide an overview of our largest product initiative for 2019. As most of you know, Designer Series has been a pillar of the Pella product offering for a number of years, but unfortunately it has fallen into decline. In fact, our unit volume is down over 50% in the last 7 years alone, even as the market recovered back in 2012. Our challenge was to better understand the situation and deliver a recommendation. Should we reinvest in the product line, or should we harvest it? So we started with some external investigation. We conducted research with customers and sales reps, and in doing so, a few key themes came to light. The most consistent message we heard was around pricing. We priced ourselves right out of the market. We heard a number of comments about aesthetics. It's dated, it's bulky, ornate profiling. We heard a number of things about our sales process. It's awkward. It's hard to lead with it due to its price tag, and it's hard to switch gears when you're quoting another line and a consumer expresses interest. From an awareness perspective, it's a feature that Pella is known for, but we don't talk about it anymore. When a customer sees it, they want it. Seeing is believing when it comes to this product. You have to see it to truly appreciate what it can do. So some key takeaways from the research and our key problems to solve. Price has outpaced value, especially as alternatives have entered the market. Sealed BBG solutions in vinyl and now mid-market wood. Overall, the aesthetic is dated. It's not in line with modern trends. Our offering has fallen out of sight. We don't promote it, we don't train on it, we only sell it when people come asking for it. Our next step was some internal investigation, really trying to understand, how did we get here? We first looked at positioning. Over the years, we have touted Designer Series as a premium product targeted at premium consumers. We've always treated it just like Architect Series, due primarily from its price position. When we add features and options to Architect Series, we do the same with Designer Series. In fact, we just did that with the premium launch. We added upgraded hardware options to Architect Series, and we did the same to Designer Series. We know that demand for Architect Series is driven by style and aesthetics. The target is architects, designers, and premium builders. We needed to better understand the demand drivers for Designer Series, so we did some more investigation. We spoke with sales reps that had been successful selling Designer Series in the past and in the present. We heard some powerful things, and overall a very clear insight emerged. The reps that were winning with Designer Series weren't selling style or aesthetics. They were selling performance and function. We heard things like, I lead with performance. I talk about energy efficiency. We talk about patio doors and blinds between the glass and how it solves a very well-known problem. We then studied our historical sales data and consumer profiles. What we found was interesting. Consumer profiles for Designer Series were very different from those that had purchased Architect Series. But Designer Series customer profiles were nearly identical to those who had purchased 450 Series. It was all starting to make sense. We were aiming at the wrong target. We now know that demand for Designer Series is driven by performance and function, not style or fashion. The intended targets are builders and homeowners trying to solve practical, real-life problems. As we started to socialize this concept, a crazy idea surfaced. Why don't we just combine Designer Series and 450 Series? Sell Designer as additional features within a product line that is experiencing significant growth. Simple upgrades from dual to triple pane and the option for between glass shading. Maybe we should even give it a new name. No more ProLine or 450 Series or even Designer. Something new that we can leverage to drive awareness. If we did all those things, could we address all the problems to be solved? Could we bring this offering back to life? We believe the answer is yes.
It's a big deal. You'll get to offer the best of two product lines, and it's going to reduce complexity for you and your customer.
Energy and sound performance options you will get at this price point are amazing. Updated aesthetics, the most popular features and options, superior performance, all at an incredible value.
There's no other product line that we can keep either this basic or dress up this much with all the unique attributes to really help differentiate us from the competition.
Exciting, right? Lifestyle series launching early 2019. So now let's take a look at how we're going to get this done. Major changes coming. Overall, this program consists of 4 key elements: positioning, simplification, aesthetics, and performance. So let's start with positioning. First and foremost, we have to address price. So we're going to drop it. We will leverage 450 series base pricing, which will drive a 15% price reduction to the field. From there, simple upgrades for the performance of triple and the functionality of a blinder shade. In doing this, we also simplify our sales pitch. It's no longer another product line to train on and sell. It's a simple extension of a product line that we are already really good at selling. It's differentiation, affordable to the masses. Next is simplification. In order to effectively reposition this offering, we have to drop some baggage. We have to focus all of our attention on the things that matter most. To do this, we set 2 clear guidelines to help inform our decision-making as we evaluated all parts of the offering. The first guideline was needing to make every effort to align with the current 450 series feature and attribute set. Second, we need to eliminate or reduce in those areas that we're not getting paid for. Anywhere where there's low volume, low inclusion, or overall just low profit margins. Simplification is complex. We had to make some tough choices along the way. I'd now like to share a few of those choices with you at this point in time. By all means, this is not an all-inclusive list. The first, the elimination of the Designer Series double hung. This was by far the most difficult decision, but when you look at the facts, it's really tough to refute. We once ran 2 double hung lines on multiple shifts. Anyone want to venture a guess at how many lines and how many shifts we run today? It's a bit of a trick question. The answer is none. We've been running double hung units on a casement line for the last 2 years, on a partial shift. We have lost any and all scale in this product, and our margins have eroded to the point where we just can't sustain it in its current form. It's a fussy design with dozens of unique parts. We had to let it go to preserve the rest. Similar story with the Designer outswing hinge door. We have outswing doors and inswing doors in Designer Series today. The outswing door makes up less than 10% of the volume. Again, dozens of unique parts, no scale, and eroded margins. The elimination of the 450 series contemporary hinge door was a little different though. It was more about alignment. We have a French and a contemporary hinge door in 450 series, but we only have a French hinge door inside of Designer Series. The 450 contemporary door was added a few years ago, but it never took off. Again, only around 10% inclusion, so it had to go. Same story as we looked at exterior colors. 90% of the volume is in the top 10 colors, so we reduced from 27 down to 10. For shade and blind colors, it's no longer about matching the decor in the room. It's about blending in with the window. 25 color options are reduced to 13, all complementary to the window and in line with our BBG competition. We also looked at shade and blind configurations. Tilt-only blinds and top-down shades were less than 10% of the volume, so we focused on the 90%. It's no longer about unlimited features and options. It's about most popular features and options. Now let's move on to aesthetics. Expanded sightlines on the casement. New style and rail dimensions deliver a ½ inch more visible glass. A new flattened profile for the HGP creates a more modern look. Elimination of hardware creates a cleaner overall aesthetic. No more latch release sleds and no more shade operator handle if you didn't order a shade. This product is no longer just a means to deliver a shade. It's now a modern high-performance window. So now let's move on to performance. I mentioned performance earlier, but if you recall, it was not one of our problems to solve. It wasn't called out as a problem because it isn't a problem. It's the opportunity. From our trends research, we know that customers are interested in energy performance. We also know that there has been heightened interest in sound dampening capabilities over the last few years. Consumers want to prevent noise from getting in and out of the home. They're seeking out new levels of comfort and privacy within their homes. We now have increased energy value, increased sound capabilities, and an unmatched shading system. We know performance matters, and now we can deliver it better than our competitors. So let's take a look at a few comparisons. Notice the energy performance on the vertical axis and price on the horizontal. The top left quadrant represents the best value to the consumer in terms of energy performance. You can see where 450 series and Designer series sit today, as well as our positioning against Anderson 400 and Marvin Integrity. Now take a look at our new triple pane solution. Anderson 400 doesn't have it, and the Marvin solution costs a fortune. Same type of comparison here, but now we're looking at sound dampening capabilities. You can see where 450 series and Designer series sit today. Designer series actually being represented with a laminate glass option, as well as our positioning against Anderson 400 and Marvin Integrity. Now take a look at our new triple pane solution using a mixed millimeter glazing package. We can achieve sound performance ratings above and beyond what our competitors can do with laminate glazings, all at a better value to the consumer. Now let's take a closer look at between glass shading. We know there's a growing demand for between glass shading solutions. We continue to see growth internally with BBG sales inside of our vinyl lines. Our competitors are adding sealed BBG solutions to their wood offerings, specifically Anderson 200 and Anderson 400 series patio doors. We're also starting to see special size capability emerge in the market, which makes this solution viable beyond just patio doors. I'm telling you this because it's great news. And it's great news because we still have the best between glass shading solution on the market. We just need to leverage it. So let's circle back to the problems to solve. We now have market-leading sound and energy performance in a mid-level price position. We have a new look that is on point with market trends. And we have a simplified approach to selling that gets this product in front of customers at a much higher frequency. We have a new name, a new look, and a new value proposition that will win. So we've just communicated the strategy and deliverables of this initiative. So now let's move on to focusing on the communication timeline for this initiative as we work through the back half of the year and into early 2019. There are going to be some key early eliminations with this project that'll be communicated in the month of September and become effective in the month of December. We will then come back in December to communicate all remaining eliminations, reductions, and enhancements to the offering with an effectivity date aligned with the launch schedule for this program in early 2019. We feel it's critical that we over-communicate these changes so that we can successfully prepare you for the launch in early 2019. We will now take a closer look at the early elimination detail for this initiative. You may be thinking, why are we doing early eliminations with this initiative? And the reason for that is to help us successfully prepare our operations group to deliver the larger product initiative in early 2019. Some of those early eliminations were mentioned in our prior session, but we're going to go into that next layer of detail. So let's start with product configurations. Eliminations include the elimination of the Designer Series double hung, the elimination of the Designer Series outswing hinge door, and the elimination of the 450 Series in-swing contemporary hinge door. We will also be eliminating our current sales tools. The branding as well as the designs are changing, so we want to make sure that those things are locked away and we can create room for new sales tools as we plan for the launch. Let's now take a look at blind and shade configurations as well as colors. Let's start with blinds. Here you can see our current blind offering as well as our proposed new offering. Those boxes that are not checked in the new column represent colors that will be eliminated in December. Same is true for our tilt-only blind configuration. It will also be eliminated in December, mainly due to low inclusion. Same view as we look at shades. You can see our current offering as well as the proposed new. Any of the color choices that are not represented in the new column will again be eliminated in the December timeframe. Same is true for our top-down shade configuration. It will also be eliminated in December due to low inclusion, low volume. You'll notice a couple new colors in this mix as well. Black for blinds as well as ash for room darkening shades. Those two colors will be introduced as part of the launch in early 2019. So now let's take a closer look at the hard dates. We will be releasing an elimination bulletin that gets into the details that we just covered on the last few slides. We'll also be implementing soft warnings in the ordering system to remind you of those key effectivity dates. All open quotes for the items listed below must be submitted by December 8th. As of December 9th, none of the options below will be orderable. If you have additional questions, please reach out to your leadership team or reference our pre-launch website. We hope you're excited about the launch and how we can take share in 2019.